Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to crochet this cute cat bookmark. So for this crochet project, you'll need some orange color 100% acrylic yarn, some pink color acrylic yarn for the heart, a darning needle, a crochet hook. I use a 4mm hook because that's what suits my yarn, and then a stitch marker if you want for the rounds, then a pair of scissors to cut the yarn off. So let's do it. Okay, so let's begin. So first let's start by taking our orange yarn and let's make a magic circle. To make a magic circle, you're gonna first loop the yarn twice around your finger like this, and then you're gonna take your hook and you're gonna use it and go under both the loops like this. Once you've done that, you're going to pull the second loop through the first one like that. Now you have a loop on your hook. Now what you're going to do is, you see the long end of the yarn connected to the yarn ball? You're going to go under it like this, okay? And then you're going to pull it through the loop on our hook. That is all to make a magic circle. And then take your finger out, you hold part of the tail end and part of your magic circle, and you pull tight. And that is all to make a magic circle. And I like to use a tension ring because it helps me while I'm crocheting, but you can always loop the yarn around your pinky and over your index finger like so. So let's begin. To make the cat crochet, we're going to do 6 single crochets for round 1. So we're going to first start by chaining 1. To do that, we're going to go behind our yarn and pull it through the loop on our hook. Like that. That is called chaining 1. Now we can officially start round 1 and do our 6 single crochets. So to do a single crochet, you go into your circle, go like yarn over, pull out of your circle, then yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. I'll show you again. Go into your circle, yarn over, pull out of your circle, and then you'll have 2 loops, so yarn over and pull through both the loops. That is our second single crochet, and you're going to repeat this till we have 6 single crochets, and I'll meet you at the end of the round. Okay, so now since I'm done with all of my 6 single crochets, we can close our magic circle. To do that, we're going to pull on the tail end of our magic circle, and you can see the circle getting smaller, and you're going to pull it till the circle is no more, like you can't see it, it's very small. And to end the round, we're going to slip stitch. Slip stitch is, well, what you're going to do is you're going to count backwards and find your sixth stitch, which is actually the first single crochet you did. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you're going to go into that stitch. This is the 6th stitch I have, so you're going to go into it like this. So as you can see, this is my 6th stitch, the one over here. And then we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, pull out of our stitch like that, and for a single crochet we will yarn over and pull through the 2 loops, but since we're doing a slip stitch, we're going to pull this first loop through our second loop like that. That is all for a slip stitch. And we're going to pull to tighten it, and round 1 is officially over. Then we're going to chain 1 again to start round 2. So we're going to go behind our yarn and pull it through our loop. Now for round 2, we're going to do increases. An increase is basically 2 single crochets in a stitch. So you see the V over here, the V's we have. This is known as one stitch. This is like the V shape over here, and this is known as one stitch. Okay, so we'll have 6 of this if you'll count. So we're going to make an increase. So we're going to take our hook, insert it into the first stitch of the round, which is the one where our slip stitch is coming out of. So put our hook in, and then we're going to yarn over, pull out of that stitch, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through the 2 loops we have on our hook, like that. And then we go into the same stitch, which is the hole over here. Okay, this hole. So we're going to go into that hole with our hook, and we're going to yarn over, pull out, and then we're going to yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on our hook. And we're going to repeat this all around till the end of our round 1, all 6 stitches. So I'll put a stitch marker to let you know where you have to stop. If you count, like this is the first stitch we did, like the first increase we did, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so over here, once you reach your stitch marker, you'll know this is the last stitch you'll have to do an increase in, and you can finish that off and you can slip stitch. So I'll meet you there. Okay, so I'm done with all of my increases. So I'm going to slip stitch. This is the last stitch of my round, or the 12th stitch if you count backwards. So once I've inserted my hook, I'm going to yarn over, pull out of that stitch, and then immediately pull through the loop on my hook like that. And that is all for slip stitching. And then we're going to chain 1 to start round 3, and round 3 is just a little bit different. So you're going to do a single crochet and then an increase. What I mean is, in the first stitch, the one where a slip stitch is coming out of, you're going to put your hook in there, and then you're going to yarn over, pull out, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. That is a single crochet. Once that's done, you're going to do an increase into the next stitch. So you're going to go into that stitch, you're going to yarn over, pull out, and then yarn over, pull through the 2 loops, and go again into that same stitch and do another single crochet. So a single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase. We're going to repeat this 12 times, and we'll get 18 stitches by the end of the round. Okay, so I'm done with round 3, and then we're going to slip stitch. If you count backwards, we'll have 18 stitches. To the 18th stitch, we're going to insert our hook, and then we're going to yarn over, pull out of that stitch, and immediately pull through the loop on our hook to slip stitch. And now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to make the ears. To make our ears, we're going to do a double crochet. So I'll show you how to do that. It's kind of like a single crochet, but a little bit different. Just a little bit. So to start, what we're going to do is you're going to yarn over before inserting. Usually when we're single crocheting, we just straight away insert, but we're going to yarn over before inserting. Yarn over, and then what we're going to do is we're going to insert into the first stitch, the one where our slip stitch is coming out of. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over and pull out of that stitch, and we'll have 3 loops. The reason why we have 3 loops is because we yarned over before inserting. That's the difference between a double crochet, a double crochet and a single crochet. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through the first 2 loops. Not all 3 loops, but the first 2 loops. Then we'll have 2 more loops. Then we're going to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops. The reason why it's called a double crochet is because we are pulling through 2 loops twice, so double. And now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. Yarn over, pull through the loop, that's chain 1. Yarn over, pull through the loop, chain 2. Yarn over, pull through the loop, chain 3. Okay, once that's done, into the same stitch, this hole you see right here, the same stitch, we're going to go in, and then we're going to slip stitch. So insert, yarn over, pull through, and then immediately pull through the loop on our hook. And that is all for our cat ear. So as you can see, it's a nice, cute little cat ear. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So you're going to go into the next stitch, single crochet, and go into the next stitch, single crochet. So that's 2 single crochets. Once that's done, we're going to again yarn over before and then insert into the next stitch, the 3rd one, and we're going to do a double crochet. So yarn over, pull out, so we'll have 3 loops, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, then yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, and then we're going to chain 3, yarn over, pull, it's 1, yarn over, pull, that's 2, yarn over, pull, that's 3, and then go into the same stitch, which is this hole right here. Okay, we're going to go in there, and we're going to do a slip stitch. Okay, yarn over, pull out, and then immediately pull through the loop on our hook. And that is all for our cat ears, okay? And once that's done, for the rest of the stitches we have, sorry, not rest of the stitches, for 6 stitches, we're going to slip stitch. Okay, so going to go to the next stitch, do the same thing, immediately pull through the loop on our hook, that's 1. Next stitch, go, immediately pull through, that's 2. Then 3, 4, 5, and 6. And once that's done, we've like sort of reached the center of our, cat. If you want, you can do 1 more slip stitch to reach the center. And now we're going to make like the long part of our cat. So to make the long part, what we're going to do is going to chain however long you want it to be. Like it can be 50 chains or maybe 30 or 40, however long your book is, that's the length of the cat tail. So we're going to do that and then I'll meet you there. Okay guys, so I've done 50 chains over here as you can see. And then what we're going to do is we're going to slip stitch into all of these chains. So I'll show you what I mean. So you see these V's over here? These are our chains. Okay? See these V's? See over here? These V's? Those are our chains. Okay? These are our chains. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our hook, we're going to go into the first chain. Sorry, not the first chain. We're going to skip the first chain. The first chain is this one, okay? This is our first chain. We're going to skip that. We're going to go into the second chain over here. So we're going to put our hook in, second chain, and we're going to slip stitch. So we're going to yarn over and immediately pull through the loop on our hook. And we're going to do this on all of the chains. Like all of the chains you see over here. We're going to do this until we reach the final chain, and then we're going to slip stitch onto a stitch over here. So I'll meet you there. Okay guys, so I'm done with all of my slip stitches. As you can see, my tail looks like this now. And I'm done with my final chain. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the next stitch. You can either slip stitch into the same stitch over here. See this hole? Or you can slip stitch into the next stitch. I prefer slip stitching into the same stitch. So we're going to go into this hole over here. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to immediately pull through. Okay, and then we can also do another slip stitch into the next stitch, and once that's done, all we gotta do, slip stitch all over again till we reach our, till we reach our ear. So we're gonna continue slip stitching. Okay, I'm done with the final single crochet, like the final stitch, slip stitch, and then we can fasten off. To fasten off, all we gotta do is we're gonna chain one, like so. Once you've chained one, you're going to cut it however long you want, since we're just gonna weave it in. I'm not making it too long. And then you can take your scissors and you can fasten off. And then I'll show you how to weave it in. Okay guys, so now I'll show you how to weave it in. So once we've, finished everything, as you can see, the magic circle, the magic circle is quite big, like a little big. So you can just sort of pull it to close it, okay? Just pull it tight, and that's all. And now I'll show you how to weave it in. So we're gonna pull our yarn through our darning needle, and then what we're gonna do is we're going to go anywhere through any of the loops you want. If you'll see this part, like this area over here, is gonna be a little stiff because that's where we did all our slip stitches. So I like to conceal my my yarn through that area, so I'll just go through that area like this. An important thing you need to know is when you're concealing it, it should not show through both sides, because like if I'm going like this, it's showing through this side, right? It should not show like that. So we have to make sure. So I'm just gonna go through those areas near the slip stitch, like those V's and stuff. You can go back and forth if you want, but since this is just like a small project, I don't need to make it quite secure. Now once we've done that, like once you felt like okay, this much is enough, you can just cut it off, but be careful not too close to the crochet project. You can just sort of pull it to hide it. Okay, and that is all. Now let's work on the yarn over here, and once we're done weaving that in, we can make the heart for our bookmark. Okay guys, so now I'm done weaving in like the leftover yarn from my cat bookmark. Now we're going to make the heart for the tail end. So we're going to start by making a magic circle. To do that, we're going to loop the yarn twice around our finger. Once we've looped it twice around our finger, we're going to go under both the loops with our hook, and then we're going to pull the second loop through the first one like that. And then you're going to go under the long tail end, which is connected to the yarn ball, like that. And you're going to pull it through the loop on our hook. And take our finger out, hold part of the tail end and part of the loop, and pull. And then we're going to, start around. So to make a heart is quite easy. So we're going to first start by chaining 4. To chain 4, we're going to yarn over, pull through the loop. That's 1, 2, 3, 3, and 4. Once we've got 4 chains, we're going to do a treble crochet. For a treble crochet, we're going to yarn over twice, not once. In a double crochet, we yarn over once, but in a treble crochet, we yarn over twice, like that. And we're going to insert into our hook, not hook, into our magic circle, and then we're going to yarn over and pull out of our magic circle. Now if you look, we'll have 4 loops on our hook. 1, 2, 3, 4. In a single crochet, we have 2. In a double crochet, we have 3. In a treble crochet, we have 4. Then we're going to yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, okay? Then yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, and then finally yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. We're doing this 3 times, and that's why it's called a triple crochet. For a double crochet, we do it twice. For a triple crochet, we do it thrice. And we're going to make 3 more like this. And once we've done one more, we're going to do 3 double crochets. So I've already showed you how to do a double crochet. Yarn over once, insert, yarn over, pull out. We have 3 loops. Yarn over, pull to the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull to the next 2 loops. And we're just going to repeat this 3 times also. Okay, so I'm done with my double crochets. Once we're done with all 3 double crochets, we're going to chain 1. So yarn over, pull through our loop. And then we're going to do another triple crochet. Okay, another one more. Gonna yarn over twice, insert, yarn over, pull out, yarn over, pull through first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through next 2 loops. And finally, yarn over, pull through last 2 loops. And then we're going to chain once more. Okay. And then we're going to repeat the same process. 3 double crochets first, and then 3 triple crochets. So I'll meet you there. Okay, so once we are done with the 3 double crochets and 3 triple crochets, we're going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once that's done, we're going to go into our magic circle and we're going to do a slip stitch. To do that, we just go into our magic circle, yarn over, okay, and pull out of our magic circle, and then immediately pull through the loop on our hook. Okay, once that's done, all you gotta do is chain 1. And then we can cut it about this long, like this long. And then we can, before fastening off, you see the tail end over here? We're gonna pull on that to close our heart. So you're just gonna pull on that tail end and close our heart. And you can see it all coming together. Okay, pull on the tail end and you can see it all coming together. See, as you can see, it's sort of becoming a heart. I just have to pull it tighter. So now we can weave it in. So I'm done weaving that center part in. As you can see, there's a big hole over here. I left it on purpose because I like my hearts like that. I think it looks really cute. But if you want, you can just pull it tighter to close it more properly. So now you see this long end where we fastened off. We're going to use this and sew it in. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go like so we're going to first look how we want the heart placed on our cat. So like, you know, it's at the top. I want the heart to be like, you know, like at the very edge, like after the tail. I don't want it to be on, I just want it to be like at the edge. So I'm just gonna go in between over here. I'm going to pull the yarn through. And once that's done, I'm just gonna go between this stitch or loop, whatever it is over here. Or you can go through the magic circle if you want, but I just like to keep it concealed. As you can see over here, yeah. This is one of our chains, I guess. And then we're just gonna repeat this. Go back in there. Okay. And we're just going to continue this till you feel like your heart is quite concealed. Okay. Okay, so I feel like it's quite secure, as you can see. So I'm just going to go through these two loops over here. Okay. Oh, never mind. I'll just go through the tail over here, under. Just go through the tail. Okay. Once I went to the tail, I'm gonna tie a knot. I'll show you how to do it. So watch carefully now, because this is like a bit tricky. So as you can see, this is like a loop over here. Okay, so I'm gonna take my needle out. Watch this loop, okay? I'm gonna take my needle out. Okay, and now when we're pulling, this loop gets smaller, right? But don't let it get small, like don't let it close out. I'm gonna go through that loop with our needle. I'm gonna pull through. That is like we just tied a knot. Okay, and once it's nice and secure, everything's like nice and secure, you can just, you know, cut the yarn off. Okay, so I've weaved in the end of our yarn, and then we can just cut it off like that. Okay, and there we go. That is all, and that is our cat bookmark. So you can use it. So I have this Percy Jackson book over here, and I'm using cat bookmark for that. Keep it in between, and well, voila. That is all. It is nice and cute. So like I said, for me, this is like the size. I chained 50 for my, for this length. But it can also, even if you chain 50, it might be different depending on the tension you use. Like the tighter you pull your stitches, the shorter it'll become, the looser your stitches, the longer your chain. So this is my, bookmark. So if you like this video and if you like this tutorial, don't forget to check out my other videos and my shorts, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys!